Heartless, Forbidden, Book 1. Written by Suzana Thompson. Narrated by Paulina Schubert.
Chapter 17. "Who do you like?" Cade pestered me. I was trying to escape to my room after dinner, but he had followed me upstairs. "Just forget about it," I entreated him. He leaned obstinately against my bedroom door, blocking my way. "Name even one of my friends," he challenged. "I bet you don't know any of their names." I scoffed to cover the fact that he was right. "Tyler," I stated with more confidence than I felt, hoping that I had guessed correctly. That was a popular name, so there was a good chance there would be a Tyler in his group of friends. His smile was pure wickedness. "Tyler Sullivan has a girlfriend, but you've never let that stand in your way before." My anger flared, burning through my resolve to ignore his smug remarks. "That was your fault. You chased after me. You started trying to get with me from the first day you asked her out." "Is it my fault that you have a thing for me?" he retorted. "What?" I exclaimed. "I hate you. I've always hated you." "Always?" he queried. "Those are strong feelings to have for someone you don't even know. How long have you been obsessed with me?" I am not obsessed with you," I sputtered in outrage. "What else would you call it?" he inquired in an infuriatingly calm tone. "Disgust," I retorted. "Lexi," he chided me like I was a child. "Why are you playing these stupid games? Do you really expect me to believe that you feel disgust for me after you kissed me twice? Or that you're interested in one of my friends when it's obvious that you don't even know their names?" I had no comeback regarding those kisses, so I couldn't continue with the bickering. "Your mom thought you were interested in me, so I made up the story about liking one of your friends," I admitted. "Good thinking," he praised me. "That's a great cover story for us." "There is no us," I stressed to him. "Really?" he questioned. "You're still going to deny that you're attracted to me?" "No," I replied, "but that doesn't mean I'm going to sleep with you either." "Nobody said anything about sleeping," he teased and grinned. I didn't reciprocate the playful banter. "I'm not going to have sex with you," I stated. A serious expression replaced his smile. "Don't be scared. I promise you'll like it." I had no doubt that I would like it, but that wasn't the problem. "I'm not scared. I just don't want to do that. I mean, I want to," I amended, "but I can't." "Why not?" he asked. "Well, for one thing, you're my stepbrother," I answered, "and I don't even like you." "You just said that you want me," he began to argue. "Yeah," I confirmed, "but I don't like you as a person. I need to like a guy if he's going to be my boyfriend, and you can't be my boyfriend anyway since you're my stepbrother." "You're making this more complicated than it has to be," Cade said. "We don't need to put labels on each other and go out on dates. We're both single. We're attracted to each other, and we live together. It's the perfect situation." "You just want sex," I accused him. "You just told me a minute ago that that's what you want too," he reminded me. "I want more than that," I declared. "Well, not right now," I amended. "I don't want a boyfriend until I finish college. I'm done with guys for now." He studied me silently for a moment. "I wasn't aware of you starting with guys, but now you're done with them?" "Yes," I said. "I'm done with them, so leave me alone. There are lots of other girls who want to have sex with you, as I'm sure you know. Go sleep with one of them." "This is stupid," he proclaimed. "You want me, so why are you stopping yourself from having what you want?" "You don't get it," I told him. "Just because you've never been in love." I trailed off as I thought about Lucas. "Well, love sucks sometimes. I don't want to fall in love. But I don't want to have sex just for sex either, especially not with you. I already lost my best friend because of you." "The damage is already done," he remarked. "What's the point of holding back now?" "I'm not holding back," I retorted automatically, although we'd been having a surprisingly reasonable and calm conversation on the subject. "It's not like I have to stop myself from having sex with you." He smiled in response. "You just haven't gotten to that point yet, Lexi. You don't know what it's like when you're so turned on that you can barely think anymore." "I know how to get you there, though, and you won't want to stop." I realized that he thought I was a virgin who hadn't ever experienced sexual abandon. I'm not ever going to get to that point with you, Cade. I was stupid enough to kiss you, but I'm not stupid enough to have sex with you. He huffed out an amused breath through his nose as his lips pressed into a tolerant smile. Oh, Lexi, he said in the same tone of speaking to a child. It's inevitable. We're living together, and we're attracted to each other. It's going to happen. You're wrong, I stated confidently. You're not as irresistible as you think. He stopped leaning against my door and stepped forward toward me. I don't have to be irresistible. I just have to be around. It's like when you're on a diet and someone keeps offering you sweets. You may say no at first, but eventually you'll give in to temptation. Here's the problem with that analogy, I told him, thinking that I was being clever. You're not sweet, and you're not tempting me. He moved in closer. You're sweet enough for the both of us, Lexi, and I'm not trying to tempt you yet. I rolled my eyes, but he was already stepping back away from me. Why not? I challenged. Afraid you'll fail? I'm not surprised when all you have are stupid lines like that. In a sudden, unexpected move, he swiftly pulled his shirt off. No, I just have to take a shower first. Also, my mom is coming toward us. I was still preoccupied with the sight of him shirtless, so his words registered at the same time as the sound of Catherine's heels approaching. I turned toward her guilty, like I'd been caught doing something wrong. Cade's going to take a shower, I blurted. She looked from me to Cade. I made some popcorn and I thought we could watch a movie. It's still too early to go to bed. Maybe it was because I had just been talking about sex with her son, but it seemed like she was referring to something besides sleep when she mentioned going to bed. I would love to watch a movie, I responded with exaggerated eagerness to throw her suspicions off. I guess my shower can wait, Cade said and casually put his shirt back on. I had been hoping to escape his presence, but now I would be stuck with him for another couple of hours. His comment about only needing to be around was starting to sink in. I was determined not to let him weaken my resolve, though. He was wrong when he compared resisting him to being on a diet. Yeah, I was attracted to him, but it wasn't like I craved him. His body was admittedly very nice. Lucas's body hadn't looked like that, but that had been 2 years ago. It had probably developed more since then and would be comparable to Cade's masculine muscles. All athletes had bodies like that. Cade was nothing special. The actor in the movie we were watching had a similar physique, and he was now in the shower. We could only see down to his waist on screen, but I still felt uncomfortable watching this with Cade and his mom. It got even worse when a hand slid over his stomach, and a naked girl was shown behind him. Catherine clicked the TV off just as the guy smiled and asked the girl how she got into his apartment. Cade apologized sincerely. Sorry, I forgot about that scene. You said it was an action movie, Catherine reminded him in an accusatory tone. It is, he replied. She gets killed in her first assignment and he goes after the bad guys. He stood up from the other end of the couch. Lexi looks bored anyway. I'm going to take a shower. You guys can watch a chick flick if you want. I actually hadn't been bored at all, because I'd gotten into the movie. Right from the beginning, it had an unexpectedly romantic slant for an action movie. The lead actor played a cadet at the FBI training facility, and the girl who ended up in the shower with him was one of his fellow trainees. There were a lot of looks between them showing a secret attraction to each other. Nothing but sexual tension had taken place until they graduated from the academy and she snuck in the shower with him. If I had been watching the movie alone, I would have wanted to see that scene play out. Seeing it with Cade and his mom would have been excruciatingly embarrassing. But he had known that she would turn it off. He just wanted me to see enough to picture him in the shower. Maybe he even thought I would imagine joining him like the girl in the movie had. Catherine probably realized the same thing, because her expression of disapproval didn't change as she looked at her son and watched him leave the room. I waited for her to suggest a different movie, but she turned a pleading gaze to me. Please don't do anything while I'm here. My mouth opened in startled response. Robert blamed himself last time, she told me. That girl, I've forgotten her name, but she was his girlfriend's daughter. There was a situation with her. Nothing to do with Cade, but there was another boy involved. Robert decided he had set a bad example by living with her mother before they were married. He married her? I asked because Cade hadn't mentioned his dad marrying anyone else. No, Catherine answered. They broke up, but he held himself accountable for what happened with her daughter. Now he's done everything the right way and married your mom, she continued. So he'll probably blame me this time if anything happens between you and Cade while I'm here. Please just wait until I leave. Then it'll be on him. Nothing is going to happen, I insisted. I like his friend Tyler, I added when she failed to look convinced. She smiled to placate me, but I could tell she didn't believe me. We ended up watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off, because she wanted me to choose and I didn't want to watch a romance. The comedy lightened the atmosphere between us, but I was on edge after we went upstairs and parted. Catherine was in a guest room right down the hall from me, and I locked both my bedroom and bathroom doors. Even so, I kept expecting Cade to somehow sneak into the shower with me. I hadn't seen him after he left me downstairs with Catherine, and I suddenly got the idea he could be hiding in my closet and waiting for me to be alone. When I stepped out of the bathroom wrapped in a towel, my gaze went straight to my walk-in closet. The door was open like I'd left it when I got dressed this morning. Was Cade hiding back there in the shadows and waiting for me to remove the towel? He'd already seen me topless, so now was he waiting to see the rest of my body? I wouldn't let that happen, and I held firmly onto the towel as I walked to the closet and turned on the light inside. It was immediately clear that Cade wasn't in there. I had yet to hang up my new clothes, and the meager wardrobe contained within didn't provide enough cover to hide him. Feeling foolish, I walked out of the closet. Cade wouldn't bother hiding. He would walk in like he owned the place, and instantly ogle me if he wanted to. Still, my imagination had riled me up enough to feel exposed when I had removed the towel in order to put on my sleeping clothes. I couldn't shake my expectation of Cade trying to seduce me tonight, and I remained tense in anticipation of a visit from him that never happened.